Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
It's the After the Show podcast, precious.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the After the Show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get risque every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Yeah, here we go, yo. Today's Tuesday. Yeah. We're talking to the tail end of the regular show about people enjoy their weekdays between 6 and 9 p.m. It is kind of a cozy time. I was out with the Queen last night, and it's gorgeous. It's nice. It seemed like, and I had been out in the afternoon, but I had a heat stroke on the basketball court with Ken, and then went out and was chilling downtown West Palm. Like, it's beautiful. What a great night it was.
I took Chewy on the most peaceful walk, I would say between like 6:30 and 7:30.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice out, especially if you got underneath some shade.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't hot at all. It was very peaceful.
No, it was nice. Yeah, we're just kind of like chilling under a shade tree and just kind of enjoying, just watching, looking.
It's weird how it turns like that every now and then in the middle of the summertime. It was very comfortable.
Well, that's why, to me, South Florida wins easily, like in favorite places I've ever lived, why I would never leave, is because, yeah, in the summertime, I mean, it's still the end of July, and you can have a night like that. But trust me, I've lived up north or different places where it's cold climate, and on January 18th, you're not going to be sitting outside without some kind of extra clothes on and be like, just what a lovely night. Yeah, I don't ever remember saying that. You just go through, you're like, buckle down, because about 7 months out of the year, it's just going to be crap. And even then, you're not going to have leaves on the trees, and, it could be, you could say weather's nice, but it's not going to be like that.
It's biting.
Yeah. That's why it's like, that's
painful.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
I don't like it because it makes me all like tense up my back muscles,
Yeah.
and then it literally like sore from the cold.
And even regular routine things takes a while to do. You don't really get that with the heat. You can keep it moving with the heat at
you can
least.
function and run from AC to AC.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was nice, and there's just, a lot of stuff to do, too. That's the really cool thing. We were sitting down, we're doing a place-by-place comparisons. We go out a lot. We like checking out places. And, she works in Delray on a Del Rey kick. She's like, I think what we ought to do is we ought to move to Delray. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
Move to Delray.
Yeah. Well, she's...
You live so close to work.
I know.
And there's something nice about that.
Well, and this is kind of the tough thing. It's almost like, she's like, yeah, we always live close to whatever the radio station is. She's like, I'd live close to work.
Yeah, because the radio station has been the consistent gig throughout your entire marriage.
Yeah.
She has not been the consistent gig throughout the entire marriage.
Yeah,
Hers
she's jumped
is
around different jobs.
bounced around West Palm, Del Rey, here and there.
Right.
You got to defer to the radio guy who gets up at 3 a.m.
And time. Being so close to work, it's nice because it can give you extra time at your house if need be. It's nice to have.
Well, it's 20 to 25 minutes to Del Rey, so I'm like, that's an extra 40 to 50 minutes a day, even without traffic, that I'm in the car, and that's just, to me, 40, 50 minutes. I mean, I'm, as it is, 5 minutes away from the house right now.
But if the Queen was full gorilla saying, no, I want to move, I want to sell this house like now, and we're going to move to Boynton, you're going to Boynton.
I'm not going to Boynton.
You wouldn't?
No.
Del Rey.
Or Del Rey, I'm sorry, Del Rey. I always get those two
Now
confused.
you're going to Boynton.
I'm not going to Boynton. Yeah.
He just said it. You're
Del Rey,
going.
That ain't
Del Rey
happening.
and
I was
Boynton's
like-
kind of the same thing.
Pack your shit.
Kind of the same thing. They're on top of each other. They're basically
I'll
fucking.
call Greek right now. He needed to move to Boynton.
I mean, they just lay on top of each other, those two cities.
Del Rey is much cuter. Okay,
It is,
no
it is.
offense, Boynton, but
You're right.
You're like the not as cute cousin of Del Rey.
I completely agree.
Well, we're kind of going toe-to-toe on it. If you put West Palm up against Delray Beach, and, it was kind of like almost like bar restaurant to bar restaurant, every little amenity to amenity. And to me, I'm like, West Palm just shades it out. Plus, West Palm's got the potential. I mean, Rosemary Square is under construction, so is Clematis. So it's not fair to judge it right now. Judge it in a year.
And, I mean, you've got what's north, too. I mean, you've got, a lot of stuff. All they've got is just like Boca. but you've got Gardens, Jupiter.
Well, you could argue that, Fort Lauderdale is.
You're not going that far.
You're not going to Fort Lickerdale.
Yeah, we go Fort Lauderdale a lot. I hang out there.
But you're not going to move to Fort Lickerdale.
Nah, I don't know. No, I wouldn't be doing that. But, because we were just chilling at a place, cozy little joint just right across from where the Bright Line is. And I was looking at the apartment complex that was there. I'm like, how cozy would that be, though? I mean, if you lived here, you got all the places you can walk around West Palm. You just pop onto the Bright Line. You can be in Fort Lauderdale in no time. You can even have a drink. Like, you could get up Saturday and be like, hey, let's take a drink. Let's hop on the Bright Line. We'll go out in Fort Lauderdale. And then you just, be back by right after lunch if you wanted to.
I think you have to focus more on the grind because you do more of your work commute than you do your party commute.
Yeah. Yeah,
You do
I
more
agree.
grinding than bumping.
Yeah. But to me, that's why I think living down there would be really kind of cool to be right by the Bright Line. Like,
Oh, sure.
yeah, it's kind of a cool little place to go.
We've all decided what we're doing. Me, Denny's, and Jen. I'm gonna buy a house in Gardens, and so are they. I think we're moving to Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Really?
that's the decision.
Okay.
Palm Beach Gardens or North Palm Beach. I don't know if I don't know if there's anything in West Palm house wise that I like or that's. I don't know. I think we just want to go to Gardens area. We know it.
Okay.
You can help me, Virginia.
I will. And it won't be me that helps you. It'll be our trusted friend who'll help you.
Drive you into Tequesta.
No, I don't
I'm
think
not.
that'd be good for him.
It's not.
I've tried to get him to Jupiter Farms. He doesn't want to go. I think the area of Jupiter Farms would be great for him with the land.
I agree.
But he doesn't want that commute.
It's the commute, baby.
It's 20 minutes.
I would move to Port St. Lucie. I love Port St. Lucie. I do. I love the people up there. I like you're saying, I like little pieces of land.
A little bit of land, not a lot of land.
Not a lot of land, but it was something where Chewy can run, and when he passes, the next dog can run. Because I want to keep a dog around.
I see you on an acre and a half.
I do too. I do.
We're going to get this done because I truly believe this would be the best thing for you. I'm tired of seeing the townhome grind kill you.
It's awful.
The townhome,
I'm so over it.
It's not fun, and he has been through the ringer.
I'm fucking over it.
Yeah. So you guys would get like in the same neighborhood?
Yeah, I think as long as I'm about 3 to 5 minutes driving from Denny's place, I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we'll be okay.
All right.
Because I gotta get over the fact that we're gonna both find a house in Palm Beach Gardens next door to each other.
Hey, if you start looking now, you got 8, 9, 10 months before you have to move out.
That would ultimately be the best thing. If we could find a house next door to each other or across the street, that would be the ideal situation.
That's what I'm going to tell our guy to look for.
Okay.
I'm gonna dream big, baby.
I like it.
Why not?
Okay. Everybody's got their big plans.
Why can't you be on the same street?
I mean, that'd be fantastic. I
That'd
would
be
love
awesome.
that. It's so annoying putting all these G.I. Joe planes in the ceiling at a townhouse that I have to take down for this fucking third time now.
And every time you do anything to it, it's not yours.
Exactly. Got to patch it all. It's horse shit. I'm over it.
Done, huh?
Done.
Well, the one thing that they're doing big time, it's going to be interesting to see just how the transit systems pop up. It seems like right now it's kind of chaotic, and I just saw this, that they're talking about doing a monorail system, possibly, that would take you from Miami out to the stadium. And
Okay.
they're trying to kick that up now and get that going. I think, they took some group over to Asia somewhere, and they saw how convenient it is to get around. And South Florida is really cool. Whatever town you're in, you can argue it, but it would be nice to just be able to pop on a train and then boom, pop off and you're in a different town and not have to drive and deal with the commute and the traffic. And it is kind of crazy. And so, yeah, they're saying that it would basically link like Northwest 27th Avenue in Miami to Hard Rock Stadium and Gardens. And then they're talking about zipping around all the different schools that are there, like Nova and FAU, and the cost is what's crazy. Total length, 20 miles for this, and the project would cost, on the light end, $50 million. And that's if they take it overseas, and if they build it in the U.S., $150 million. That's how
So
much
if they
it's gonna
go
cost.
low budget with less than American-made materials,
Yeah.
it'll be way less.
Yes. So,
Isn't there some kind of little monorail already in downtown Miami that's not used?
Yeah, the mover. Yeah, the Metro mover that they have. I mean, they use it. People use it, but
They
it's
do use it?
Yeah, it's mainly like you'll get that in Miami. It'll take you down through like Coconut Grove and stuff like that. So the Metro mover.
You ever rode that?
Yeah, I think I've been on it.
I feel
Yeah.
like the kids would like that.
Yeah, I used to have a station like by my apartment in Coconut Grove.
That's right. You lived in the Grove.
I did.
It was
yeah, I
awesome
did.
because he lived on basically on top of a Burger King. You could smell the Whoppers from his place.
He loved it. Yeah,
I
Jaber's a
did
big fan
loved
of it.
it. I mean, I thought, Kev, you could walk.
He was so
Get a fucking Whopper.
He was so excited.
You could jump to the Whopper.
I mean, I would.
I was excited about the bar across the street. He loved the Burger King.
I would have been 9,000 pounds. I remember there was a time where I lived in walking distance to a Publix. Holy shit! That's when I was fat. That's when I was 200. I mean, I was portly. I was portly bird.
Imagine if he lived on top of a Burger King.
Oh, you forget something? Oh shit! I just go right back to Publix. They knew me well at that one.
So there you go. That's some of the stuff they're talking about doing. It'll be interesting to see when they shake it out. I think they're going to get a Bright Line station in Boca to kind of like change that up. And it is fun. Like somebody's saying, Kev, you need to try Riverside Market in Fort Lauderdale. And I have. It's really cool. They've got a lot of great places. Yeah, it's the one where you walk in and it looks like an old market, and it's got just coolers, all these craft beers, and then they've got bottle openers hanging from the ceiling. And so you just take out your beer, you pop it, and then you keep the caps, and then that's what you do. It's just kind of on the honor system. You're like, hey, here's how many beers I had.
Wow.
That's fun. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's got like old furniture.
I love
in
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of got that feel. It's kind of like
Eclectic.
yeah, you know what? In
Yeah.
fact, I think that OG's and Del Rey is kind of trying to steal a little bit of that concept.
I don't hate it. I think it's really cute.
Yeah, a lot of those
Comfortable.
they're doing a lot of those kind of like places. Yeah, just a different little vibe. They've got one that has got a bar. They got one of those. What do they call those Airstream trailers?
Oh yeah,
They made the bar-
Winnebago.
Yeah, they
yeah.
tore. Yeah, they did that. There's a bar like that in Fort Lauderdale. So there's a lot of cool places. Yeah, so if you've got a convenient metro system, it can kind of like move you around.
It's always better to have better public transit.
Yeah.
It's never a bad thing for the people. I believe in it.
Yeah, no, I love it. So it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter where you live. You live where you live in Tequesta. When they get in the Metro mover in Tequesta,
It's going to be a while.
yeah, it's gonna be not on
That
the.
thing's going to have to be really long. And I live in the ass end of Tequesta. I mean, I am up in the boonies.
Yeah, you went far, Virginia.
I'm the furthest point.
You went so far that when I think, I'm like, fuck, we're not there yet. Daddy's like, yeah, man, we're only halfway there. I'm like, really? There's that one, I get to this crossroad that looks like it's Murder Lane. I mean, it just looks, there's woods back there. I go, Daddy, we're close right now, man. We got another 20 minutes. It's always followed by, fuck.
Well, first of all, Denny's needs to drive faster.
That is, well, his speedometer doesn't work, so he never knows how fast he's going. And I swear that cat is going 23 miles an hour on 95.
He doesn't want to speed, so he's taking it
Yeah,
easy.
man, we're doing fine.
His speedometer's been broke since we were in Miami.
I mean, let's use the gas pedal, Denise.
No, our boy Denise could go a lot faster on the road,
Come
for
on.
sure.
I think it's about right.
Oh, man.
Grandma Denise.
Feels good to me.
And I hate being a backseat driver, but like, Denny's, fucking pick up the pace, man.
Jaybird will be excited. They just announced tail end of last week that they're moving Ultra back to downtown Miami.
Oh my God.
Sweet, man.
Yeah, it's going to be back at Bayfront, but I think they're scaling it down a little bit. Lower sound levels, fewer stages, all that kind of stuff is going to be going on. But they took it to Virginia Key, and it was kind of a disaster. And they talked about taking it out to Homestead, and people like, screw that. So it's back. But I just look at how much these freaking DJs make. The chain smokers, you're seeing those two dudes?
Yeah.
They crank out all the hits. Guess how much money those cats made last year?
30 million.
What do you think, Virginia?
3 million.
3 million? Jaybird's closer. They made 46 million last year.
Whoa.
It's just these DJs. I'm looking at the list. Like that dude Marshmello made 40 million. Calvin Harris made 38.5.
And they just hit play.
Every time we say that, and I know it's funny because we're trolling, people get, no, it's fucking more than that, man. You mix. You fucking.
You don't understand mixing.
Yeah.
You're so stupid and old.
I remember we were interviewed, I forget what comedian it was, and I was ripping on Paris Hilton for DJing, and he got not like mad, but he's like, no, bro.
No, she does
She
it.
knows how to DJ, man. Seriously. She knows how to scratch it.
Okay, get out of here.
Get the fuck out. No.
There's the door, you weirdo. Why are you buying into this?
I know.
Say it out loud. Paris Hilton DJs.
I know.
Well, Ultra's coming back because it makes so much money. Everything around it is a ton of cash, and so I think they just said, screw it. You know, we're gonna have to have some pissed off residents just to make the money. I mean, it makes so much money, not only the DJs, but they say a woman who invented a vegan-friendly glue to use on body glitter for music festivals like Ultra is on pace to make $61 million over the next 3 years. Whoa. That's just on the glue for your damn glitter at Ultra.
I can see that, man. I can see the whole.
It's vegan-friendly.
I can see that going off. Oh, yeah, it's great,
it's
man.
Insane.
It's great for the environment.
I fucking Instagram it out, man.
Gosh. I'm like, wow.
See, Chris M in the chat room. Paris Hilton is actually a legit DJ. Chris M, what the fuck? Really?
Chris M, they got you. Have you heard her talk? She can barely put out a sentence.
I don't know, man. I've heard
You tell me she's back there mixing and scratching?
I've heard people defend her DJ skills, man. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
That's it. Let me see here. Got an email about the weed call that we had today. 2 parents. The dad smokes a little bit of weed. The teenage daughter, I guess, saw him do it. Thought that was kind of a green light for her to do it because when mom found her stash, she was like, well, dad does it. Why can't I? And so he's standing her ground, and mom's like, well, you need to stop smoking weed because you're setting a bad example for our daughter. And he's like, look, that's my de-stressor. I'm an adult. Adults get to do adult things like drink alcohol. She can't. She sees me drinking a beer. She'd be like, well, dad drinks a beer. I get to drink a beer. Hell no, you don't. But I guess that's that whole legality. Recreational weed, and he does not have the card.
Right. That's where she's getting you. You just get a card, dude.
Yeah, well, the thing is he's got a buddy he buys it off of.
You
But
can
still
buy it off your buddy if you have a card.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's right on that. And just get the card. Your wife's going to be off of your ass, and you're at least now legal.
And your daughter can't say anything because she can't get a card.
And
Yeah.
and quit smoking out on the porch. You know, if that's what you're worried about, go out in the backyard. And
Yeah, we did not ask if he's a gun owner or cares about carrying a gun. Apparently that's a little trip up that they're still trying to iron that out. But this is an interesting thought that Tim had. Where did the daughter buy the weed? Maybe his friend is selling his daughter weed.
That'd be messed up. That'd be no friend.
Whoa, that'd be crazy. I would assume not, but who knows?
I mean, if you're the dad too, you definitely take your daughter's weed and you're smoking it. If you're a weed smoker, he's like, shit.
You're going to throw it out, right?
Score.
I'm not. I'm flushing this. No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Down his
It's going down the
throat.
toilet now. Dad, I can tell you made that toilet noise with your mouth. TJ, kind of clearing things up. A little common misconception from yesterday's show about snacks during delivery. My wife is having a baby at a birth center with a midwife, and snacks and food was on the top 5 list for things to bring. They said it's completely normal and healthy to eat if you have the urge, not like the hospital pumping you full of drugs. Jaybird approved. Bring the snacks. Wish us luck. First baby coming in October.
Good luck, my friends.
Good luck. I'll take the drugs.
I'll take the snacks.
There you go.
We all got our thing.
Depends on what you want, drugs or snacks. Pick your mode of birth.
I'm way too paranoid to give birth any place but in a hospital because there's so much that can go wrong with my health, with the baby's health. It's just, I would freak the hell out thinking of all the possibilities of the ways that me or my baby or both of us could die. There's no way I could do a birth anywhere but in a hospital.
You couldn't do one of those tub births?
Never. I'd be so freaked out.
There's some people who really believe in those things.
I know.
The water, you
And
know.
look, maybe they're better than me.
The water makes it more magical.
I want an epidural, and I want it at 1 centimeter dilated. which is
What does that mean?
Yeah, me and Kevin don't know what the fuck that means.
they're not supposed to give it to you till you're 10 centimeters dilated.
Okay.
I got mine at 4.5 because I was bitching so much.
No.
Yeah.
You were bitching?
Yeah.
That's odd.
They finally gave it to me because I was just like, you
Shut
gotta
her
put
up.
it in my back. I'm gonna eat your face.
Oh, how fun that must have been, huh?
I think I would crush it as a pregnant woman. I think I would nail it, man. I think I would.
Well, if you ever do want a snack, Virginia Kelly wanted to let you know that your Mexi Melt is available on Postmates.
How is this possible? I saw it. She messaged me too, and then I guess you can build it by just adding certain ingredients to a soft taco.
You gotta beat the game. Is what you gotta do now.
Remove the lettuce. Add this. Add that.
It's
add
a game.
some sauce.
They're making you work for it. You're dancing for your food now.
And it used to be so fun to pull up to the drive-thru and say, "Give me a Mexi Melt, Mexi Melt, Mexi Melt."
Oh gosh, that'd be so. You're that person. Oh, get the fuck out of my drive-thru. I'm so spitting in your Mexi Melt.
It's fun to say.
Monique, who is now in California, used to live in Key West, said, I was just looking for some follow-ups, some older shows, a couple stories I want to know from January. Mike from Stewart, he was the guy that was dating a chick for a year and a half. They were talking about moving in together. She dropped the bomb on him that she had a 9-year-old son in Nebraska that was coming to live with her. She never mentioned the kid. I wonder if he dumped her or moved on. Okay, I'll check in with them. From 12819, Kurt, he was on the KVJ Instagram dating game, and he hit it off with a chick that he went on 3 dates with. Are they still together?
We've asked that before. We've never got an answer.
Yeah.
We've put that out. We've put that out in the airwaves before. We can. Yeah, we'll look for old Kurt's number.
It's tough looking back from January, though. Sometimes it's hard to get people.
Yeah, we'll see. But if any of them are listening,
But he did the KVJ dating game or the match game. Remember?
He did match.
He matched with that woman.
He was bragging about it after he matched.
Yes.
Oh.
I think he would be easy to track down.
Did we keep his number?
Danny's probably did.
Yeah, I'll go try to see if we have his and Mike's and everybody else. You guys are also guessing what the word sharing-ting meant, and Virginia brought up her friends who are gay or a gay couple, and they had a married friend carrying their child. They were going to share the child. How the hell did that turn out? Is it working out like they thought it would? So many questions.
So medically, they weren't cleared.
Oh, really?
The doctors put the kibosh on it.
Oh, wow.
And they are all devastated. Like,
oh, my gosh.
They had been they really had been planning every detail of how they're going to do the co-parenting, how they're going to move close to each other. They were going to buy houses on the same street. Like, it was a whole thing. They were in it. And they did not get medically cleared. I was going to ask, like, who was the one that didn't get medically cleared? And, like, why don't we just... Because if it's one of the guys, we can switch it up and get a different guy. But I didn't want to get into the details of why the medical clearance didn't happen.
Yeah,
it seemed too tender.
Right, and that's kind of,
emotional. Because they looked like they were about to cry when they were telling me that it wasn't going to happen.
Right. Yeah, that is tough.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. That's at least one story updated.
Heartbreaking.
So she's now living in Armona, California. No one ever knows what it is. It does
Where the hell is that?
I've never heard of Armona, California. So I do not know. I've been all over that damn state. I'd find it on a map where she might be. Look, it's near a Walmart supercenter.
That doesn't say much, Kev. They put those everywhere now.
Oh, okay. Wait, I see Lemoore.
I think it's by Houston Avenue.
Yeah, by Hanford. Actually, she's not far from where I used to live.
Okay.
I thought I heard it was like near West Lacey Boulevard. I don't know. I think that's where it's from. I think I remember
West
that.
Lacey Boulevard?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
West Lacey, like his panties.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just looking at a map saying the names.
Yeah, no, that is in the middle of freaking nowhere. Yeah, you are out there. Hanford, Lemoore is the two towns. Yeah, it's, you know what? I liken it to when you start to go out to the Glades. It's kind of like, there's not a lot going on there. And I remember because, I lived in Fresno. I drive all over the state. You never see anything so dark in your life. It's crazy. There's no lights or anything. It's very eerie.
That's I get murdered out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So best of luck there, Monique, near just south of Fresno. That's where they are. Stephanie sent an email, said, I've been listening to your show on and off since 2004 when you're on 95.5. Now that I don't commute to work, I don't get to listen too much. The podcast, I listen every day, and I need some help. I was in a very verbally abusive relationship and marriage for 10 years. We got together when I was only 19, and we eventually got a divorce, but it took 2 years and was horrible. I was very wild and crazy for a good 3 years being single and loved it, but always wanted love. And I found it with the man that worked in the office next to me that I already knew.
Okay.
We both went through the BS in our past, and we became very close, very in love, very fast. I do love him so much. He is so amazing. Problem is I have a 5 and an 8-year-old, both boys. Love them to death, good kids, but pain in the ass. They love their dad. Sometimes they like my new boyfriend. Sometimes they hate him. And I think mostly because he is not their dad. We moved in together 4 months ago, and my oldest back talks and is just a little shit all the time.
Oh, no.
Tells my man he hates him.
Oh, no.
He's had behavioral problems for the past year and have been taking him to therapy. My man makes me so happy, but I feel like my son is holding me back from my happiness. At the same time, I don't know if I should leave him and focus on my kids. I'm a good mom. I go above and beyond for my kids, and all I ever want is to be happy. I'm torn between leaving my guy, being alone, and giving my 100% attention to my kids, or tough it out and work for my happiness. Please help. I'm so sad and torn.
This is rough. And, you know, your ex-husband may be the key to helping this work. If he's cool, you need him to help these boys realize that they got to embrace stepdad.
If he's not cool, he could possibly be a reason why the kid's back talking. So,
Amen.
you're right. I think the dad is going to be
Your ex is a big part of this, and you may not want him to be, but what's he saying to these kids? Is he filling their head with stuff?
He may not be.
He may not be. But if he's not, and if he signs off on happy life for everybody, you need him to be the disciplinarian with these boys and how they treat your new man.
I do feel like if the dad was saying, look, you want to treat your mom's boyfriend with respect, and if that was a big, I think it would translate.
It could go a long way.
I think it could.
Along with the therapy that you still need to be doing.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know what your financial situation is, but it sounds like it went pretty quick. You said you fell in love fast in pretty much 4 months, and boom. And I mean, that is a lot. That's a culture shock for boys that age.
Oh, it's 4 months?
I think so, to be living with a new guy.
That is really quick.
And so, you know, they're probably shook. And so I don't know if financially you got to live together.
The therapy is a great idea because that did happen really, really fast.
Gosh, I would be.
Yeah.
There's no way.
So if you could, you don't have to end a relationship because you don't live together. I mean,
No.
It could be if you can, just maybe you need to give them a little bit of time and let them grow and have separate residence.
And what's your child custody arrangement?
Yeah.
You know, when the kids are with their dad, you should go sleep over at your boyfriend's house. But maybe when the kids are with you, you have a separate place where you keep your clothes and you live, but they're not all up on top of each other.
Yeah.
I would have. I don't
Well,
know.
separation.
Walls Pennington would have 4 months. I mean, I just feel like you don't know anybody. I know you can really love somebody. You feel like you
She
love
knew
them.
him from work before they started dating.
Okay, how
So
long?
that'd be like, you know, if you and some girl worked together for years maybe, and then all of a sudden you decided to move in together, it's not like you just decided. You've known each other for a while.
I hear you. 4 months still.
Yeah, but I think that's the tough adjustment for kids. Those that age, and then all of a sudden the living situation is different.
You're 4 months intimate with that person. It's new. It's 4 months into a relationship. Work relationship's different than being in a relationship. I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm not judging her. I'm just saying for me, I could never get to that point in 4 months.
Yeah.
I think maybe your boys and your new man need less time together.
Yeah, that probably is it. I mean, you can work on your relationship and then let your boys gradually get used to seeing him a little bit more and more, rather than every day we come
Immersed.
home. He's always there.
Because you're right. I mean, that is 4 months. All of a sudden, the kid's life is upside. Yeah, it's going to be different for that kid, big time.
And if they're disrupting the home to the point where it's not functioning, and you're all upset, and your new man's all upset.
Doesn't sound like it's a lot of fun and many different. Yeah.
You gotta.
Sounds like everybody's agitated.
You gotta
upset.
change this, though. I mean, and you gotta go talk to your ex and see if maybe he can keep the boys half the time.
I guess my question is, what's the rush of moving in for?
Maybe it was financial.
That's what I say. Without knowing that, I don't know. Sometimes we just get impulsive. It can be a lot of fun to live together.
It will be. I mean,
Yeah.
it can't happen, and that's.
And if that's the reason where we just thought it'd be a lot of fun. I just can't bear to be away from them.
And then the boys were like, no, it's not going to be so much fun for us.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm saying, I'm just picturing myself at that age, and if I was in that same situation, yeah, that would be definitely a shock for me to get used to.
Yeah.
I mean, all of a sudden, there's this new guy living there. I'm like, what the fuck?
And there's two of you, too. So it's a pack mentality. The two boys are brothers, and
Right.
they're probably scheming.
Well, they probably have their own little pack too. You know,
Sure.
They probably feel like, okay, we don't know where we necessarily belong. It's kind of weird for us.
And we don't know this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
We like our dad.
We're like, mom
Yeah.
knows him, but we don't know him.
A lot of stuff to try to figure out.
And we're just trying to get in the minds of those kids. That's how I think they'd process it.
So there you go. Just but yeah, if you got more information, and let us know.
Like Heather in the chat room, and I know these stories exist. Me and my husband moved in together after 3 weeks being together, 7 years married. I get it.
but
Yeah.
were there kids?
But that's a big question.
Kids make it tricky sometimes because,
Yeah.
you love it and your partner loves it because you guys are having butterflies still. But now the kids are in a whole different environment, and especially if they didn't want the dad to be out of the house.
Well, you talk about it when you were a teenager. Your
Yeah.
mom started dating a guy.
a young guy.
A young guy who's almost your age, and then you could hear him have sex, and you're like, this is bullshit.
It was complete bullshit.
And that made you very angsty.
Oh, it's so
Yeah.
angsty.
She's still angsty.
I'm still mad from it.
Never got over it.
Who wants to fist fight?
These boys will carry it into their 40s.
I'm not trying to come down on the person who sent the email. I'm just trying to get in those kids' heads, and I can see why they're rattled.
If you want to know why, here's why.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's sometimes the issue where you think it'd be great for the relationship, but I mean, I think when you're looking at it, it's not good for your relationship with your boyfriend or with your kids.
Yeah. 4 months, man. Wow, it's early.
That is. So there you go. Just a thought. Who knows? I got anything you want to shoot by us? Mail at kvjshow.com. You can get those to us, and we'll try to get those things going. Boy, Disney is having a pretty solid year. They just set a new record for the highest grossing year for a movie studio, and it's only July. Yeah, so if they do nothing else for the rest of the year, they already set a record. $7.67 billion worldwide they made.
Wow.
They broke their own record of $7.61 billion, which was set in 2016.
The mouse don't play.
It doesn't play.
Gosh, yeah, they are making some serious money. It is crazy. And they don't even have that streaming service out yet.
Wow.
Wait till that hits. And then you can get pretty much Disney all you want, and Disney's going to make all the money on it.
They're going to take so much of Netflix's business.
Yeah. It'll be kind of interesting to see what happens. So Netflix is doing, what they can. And the latest thing they're working on now is trying to get Netflix in your car.
Which seems safe.
Yeah. Apparently very soon, if you have yourself a Tesla, you could get Netflix and YouTube. The videos will only play while the car is parked or while moving when full self-driving is approved by regulators. So that's kind of what they're trying to get to, is if Tesla ever gets that full approval where you can put it on automatic cruise control and then just put it on your Netflix while you travel, they're trying to get there right now. Which, I mean, imagine that, especially if you got to commute in the morning or whatever you're doing, or you go on a road trip, the whole family can just sit back and watch a family movie on your way to Disney, and then 3 hours or whatever it takes you to get there later, you're like, hey, cool, we watched a Disney movie, and look, we're here. That'd be pretty badass, wouldn't it?
It sounds sexy, but I'm just not completely sold on these self-driving cars. I'm just not.
I'm with Virginia on this.
I'm just not. I mean, I know people suck at driving, but at least we're people.
I'm with the witch.
When you leave it up to a computer, I mean, there's things that are going to happen that the computer can't anticipate that I can see out the peripheral vision of my eye.
Even with making food at a fast food restaurant, there's something, heart and soul's taken out of your sandwich. You need people. I know I sound old and out of touch, and I do like some technology, but we got to be careful that we're not fucking taking replacing
I
ourselves with
see a lot of
robots.
bad drivers on the road, and the question is, do you think that?
You're looking at two of the worst.
Two of the
Yeah.
worst. This side of the Mississippi.
I gotta say, I vote for computers over you two driving.
Damn.
Yeah.
I do too.
We just got Rick burned.
No, I know a computer is better than me, but that motherfucker ain't got more heart than me. That's for sure.
All right, so that's apparently going to be the new reality. And they also said in this article from the Hollywood Reporter that apparently Netflix had tried to term the word marathon viewing. They didn't like binge watching, and they're like, "Well, no, don't let people don't use the word binge watching. Binge sounds bad. It sounds like binge drinking or binge eating. It sounds like a bad thing. So we want marathon viewing. Marathon sounds like you're running. You're doing something healthy. Binge sounds like you're doing something physically bad.
Marathon, you're a champion, baby.
And apparently Netflix couldn't beat the people, and it finally got stamped. They're like, "Oh, screw it. We're just called binge watching."
Yeah, you're not going to make that catch on.
That's
Sorry.
funny.
Yeah, that-
Binging just it sounds more fun.
That was their hope, marathon viewing, and instead we got binge watching.
I love it.
We lost. All right, there you go. Well, y'all have an amazing Tuesday. We'll check back in with you tomorrow. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.